I'm gonna show you how to make a lazy bibimbap on one pan. Kitchen scissors. Hey guys, it's Rose and welcome back to Cheap Lazy Vegan and another video. Today I want to show you more Korean recipes. Yes, my friends, if you haven't guessed yet, Korean food is my favorite food. I grew up eating it because I'm Korean, so I'm a little biased, but Korean food is absolutely delicious and it's actually very easy to veganize. So today I want to show you guys 3 very easy, delicious Korean recipes that I think anyone can make. I mean, if I can make it, trust me, you can make it, okay? So if you guys want the written recipes for any of these, they're going to be in a blog post linked down below. Don't forget to give me a little rating of 5 stars if you made these and you enjoyed them, okay? Those help me out a lot, so that would be fantastic. Yeah, without further ado, let's just jump right into the first recipe. Alright guys, so the first recipe I'm going to show you is going to be Sundubu Jjigae, which is Korean soft tofu stew. I've done this video many years ago. It's actually one of my, I think, highly viewed videos. I can't speak, apparently. But I thought I would reintroduce some of you because maybe some of you haven't made it, okay? It is absolutely delicious. It is one of my absolute favorite things. It's very simple and easy, not many ingredients. I love extra soft tofu. We use extra soft tofu for this. Delicious custardy, so soft, so good, and it goes really well with the spicy broth, and you eat this with rice, and here's how you make it. Say it with me, guys. Sundubu Jjigae, also known as soft tofu stew. We're gonna start off by making some delicious umami broth by boiling together some water with dried kelp and dry shiitake mushroom. If you don't have kelp or you don't have dry shiitake mushroom, I will have some substitute options that are written in the blog, so check that out, linked down below. So I like to boil that on medium-high heat for at least 15 to 20 minutes to really let the flavors soak in. And in the meantime, you can chop up whatever else you need. Now, I really like to use mushrooms for this dish, and especially king oyster mushrooms. So I'm just gonna dice up some king oyster mushrooms. But of course, if you don't like mushrooms, you can substitute it for something else or use a different kind of mushroom if you can't find king oyster. Next thing I like to also add is some zucchini, so I'm also going to dice up the zucchini as well. I also prepared some diced onion and minced garlic as well. Now let's check up on our broth. So after about 15 to 20 minutes, our broth should be ready. So what I like to do is take out the kelp pieces and the mushroom, and I'm actually going to throw in the mushrooms into the soup. So I'm just going to dice up the shiitake mushroom as well. And I also save the kelp pieces to either just like eat later or you can throw it into the soup as well because it's healthy and I don't like to waste food. But it's up to you. You can throw it into the compost if you don't like the texture or the taste. Anyways, let's start making our stew. Now into a large pot or wok on medium or medium-high heat, I'm going to add in some toasted sesame oil along with the onion, garlic, and some gochugaru, which is Korean red chili pepper flakes or chili pepper powder. I believe that the toasted sesame oil along with the chili powder, it kind of creates almost like a chili oil. But some people commented last time saying that I shouldn't be cooking with toasted sesame oil. Anyway, not sure what the answer is, but this is how I was taught to do it, so this is how I'm gonna do it, okay? If you want, you can just cook with regular vegetable oil and then add in toasted sesame oil at the end, okay? So after sauteing that for a little bit, we can add a little bit of that broth in here. Then let's add in our mushrooms and our zucchini. And let's simply add in the rest of our broth and the shiitake mushrooms that we chopped up. And we're gonna bring this to a boil, and while we bring it to a boil, we can open up our tofu. So I'm using extra soft tofu. In Korean, this is called sun tofu, and that's another reason why this dish is called Sundubu Jjigae, because sundubu is soft tofu in Korean. Interesting, I know. So you don't have to use the extra soft tofu that comes in these little tubes, but I would recommend it if you can find it in the Korean or Asian supermarket. If you can't find these, you can just use regular soft tofu. So I like to just cut it up a little bit. This is very, very soft, so like it's gonna break, okay? It's not your fault. Now, I like to carefully cut it up, but you really don't have to. You can just literally just throw it into the pot and just break it up with your spoon, which is probably what I would normally do. So just add in your extra soft tofu. You can break it up a little bit with your spoon. I like to have some chunks in there so I don't break it up too much. And at this point, I like to add some salt. Now, I would add salt to taste. So give the broth a taste and then just add a little bit of salt, taste it, add more as you need. And then I like to also add lots of green onion in this dish. I
love lots of green onion in here, so feel free to add as much green onion as you want. And then of course, bring this to a boil. And as long as the veggies are all cooked, it's pretty much finished. And of course, you gotta serve this really, really hot with a bowl of rice, okay? Korean people, we like our stews piping hot. Like, it's gotta burn your mouth, okay? So serve it hot with a bowl of rice and enjoy.
So that is how you make my mama's soft tofu stew recipe. Let's give it a go, you guys. You have to eat this with rice, by the way, okay? Let's just like, you know what? Let's just have a little. Cheers. Tastes like my childhood. You gotta eat it with a big bowl of rice. It's delicious and it is so easy. Definitely try this out. Now we're gonna move on to recipe number 2, and for recipe number 2, we're making a one-pan bibimbap. Bibimbap is Korean mixed rice, and it is a very popular Korean dish. It consists of rice, lots of different veggies. You mix everything with a spicy Korean sauce. Now, recently I did a fresh veggie bibimbap, and some of you asked me to do a lazy version of the cooked bibimbap, okay? So traditionally we use cooked veggies for bibimbap, but it's kind of like time consuming because like everything is cooked separately. So I thought, hey, I'm gonna show you how to make a lazy bibimbap on one pan. I know, it's right here. And it looks delicious. So here's how you make it.
The direct translation for bibimbap is mixed rice. Bibim is mixed, pap is rice. Bibimbap. So we're gonna start off by adding a little bit of oil onto a pan, and we are going to cook up some tofu. I cut up some extra firm tofu into small little cubes, and we're just gonna cook it up with a little bit of salt and just let it become nice and golden. Then we're gonna set that aside. Now we're gonna add a bit more oil, and then we're gonna add in our julienne carrots. I have a julienne peeler that makes this process very, very easy, and you can find that in my Amazon store, link down below. We cook that up for a couple of minutes just to let the carrots soften, and then I'm gonna add in some zucchini, which I've also cut it up into kind of matchstick pieces. And I also had some shiitake mushroom that I already soaked, so we're gonna add in some of the softened shiitake mushroom as well. You can use whatever mushrooms you'd like, or just don't use mushrooms if you don't like them. So cook that up for a couple of minutes, and once that's all cooked, we're gonna add in some baby spinach or just regular spinach. Baby spinach is just easier for me to handle. And then I added in the cooked rice. And I realized I forgot to add in bean sprouts. So I would have added the bean sprouts in before the spinach, but of course I forgot to do that. But is it a big deal? No. Is it still gonna be delicious? Yes. So now that we've cooked up the veggies and added in the rice, now we can add in the star of the show, which is gochujang, which is Korean red chili pepper paste. This is very important. This is not negotiable. You have to add this in. We're gonna mix that together until it's all mixed really, really well. It might take some time, but just be patient, mix it well so the gochujang is well dispersed. Then let's add in our tofu that we've prepared, and at the end I like to of course add in some toasted sesame oil as well. So just give that a good mix once again, and then it's pretty much ready to eat. In terms of the vegetables, you can mix and match whatever vegetables you'd like. It is totally optional for you. If you want to make a fresh veggie bibimbap, I also have a recipe for that, which will be linked down below. In this video, I try to use more traditional vegetables that are normally found in a traditional bibimbap, but made it in a way that is easier so that you can make it in one pan easily within like 10 minutes. But obviously, if you don't like spinach or if you don't like bean sprouts, you can feel free to omit those and then add in whatever you'd like. And also, if you don't want to add tofu, you could simply add in chickpeas for protein or whatever other plant-based protein source you'd like.
Alright, you guys, time to try this delicious bibimbap. Now you can eat it straight out of the pan. That's what I'm doing. Cheers! Get a little bit of vegan kimchi. Recipe linked below. You'll never know, okay, that this is the lazy version. It is so good. Try it out, you guys. Alright guys, so last but not least, we have recipe number 3. We're gonna be making Yachaejeon, which is Korean vegetable pancakes, okay? So jeon is the Korean word for like basically pan-fried things. We have a lot of different types of jeon, and this is yet another very popular Korean dish, Yachaejeon, okay? So this you can do a lot of different things with. You could add in your favorite vegetables, mix and match, whatever. And it's, again, very simple to make, and you can pretty much make it using probably whatever you already have in your kitchen. So here is how you make Yachaejeon.
Yachaejeon. Yachae is vegetable in Korean. Jeon is the word that we use for dishes like this that are kind of battered and pan-fried. There's another Korean lesson you did not ask for. Now what we're gonna do is we are going to slice up our vegetables into thin, long pieces. As thin as you can make it, really. So first thing we're gonna use is potato. Is potato a vegetable? That's a stupid question, but I also don't know. I'm gonna Google it. Okay guys, we've established that potato is a vegetable. Yes, it is a vegetable. So we've cut up the potatoes into very thin, long pieces, and we're also going to cut up some zucchini into long, thin pieces. We're also gonna add in some onion, and I also like to add in some jalapeno peppers, which is totally optional. And I also prepared some carrots on the side using my julienne peeler as well. So once we've prepared our veggies, we can set that aside, and into a large mixing bowl, we're gonna add some flour, salt, and water, and we are going to mix that together. Now I like to use a whisk, and I like to just mix it into a nice smooth batter. And then we can simply add in our vegetables and mix this well. Now once again, if you need the measurements for anything, it will be all in a blog post linked down below. So once we have that ready, we can now heat up some oil on a non-stick pan. I would have the heat on medium or medium-low heat, and then we are going to spoon in our batter and just flatten it out. Now I'm making mine to be a bit of a medium-sized pancake. Normally Korean people, they like fill up the whole pan, make it huge, but I think it would just be easier to flip, especially if you're new to making these pancakes. I would make them small or medium sized. Now I like to cook it on one side at about a medium-low heat for about 3 to 4 minutes, or maybe even longer depending on your stove, and then flip it over, and it should be nice and golden and easy to flip. And once you flip it over, you can cook it for another 2 to 3 minutes, again depending on your stove. And while the pancakes are cooking, I'm going to show you how to make a really easy dipping sauce. So into a little bowl, I'm going to add in some gochujang, which is Korean red chili pepper paste, and then we're going to add in some maple syrup, or you can use any other syrup, and then I like to give this a mix first to thin out the gochujang. Then you can add in some white vinegar or rice vinegar, whatever you'd like, mix that in, and then once that's smooth, you can add in some toasted sesame seeds, which is optional. Now if you want a non-spicy dipping sauce, you can actually mix together soy sauce and vinegar equal parts, and also add in some sesame seeds. That part is optional. And then yeah, and that's pretty much how you make these vegetable pancakes. It's actually really simple and very easy, as you've seen. This is so delicious, you guys. You have to try this.
So that's how you make it, and now we're gonna try it. Now let me show you a little thing that Korean people do. Kitchen scissors. Let me know in the comments, do you guys use scissors in the kitchen? Because some people think it's weird, like in some cultures, they don't use scissors, but Korean people, we are using scissors, okay? All the time. So one thing you could do is you could just eat it with chopsticks, like you can just like break it up like this and eat it, or you could cut it up into nice bite-sized little pieces using kitchen scissors. I know, this is a very Korean method, okay? And that way you have nice little bite-sized pieces. Yay! Let's try it. Cheers. You gotta dip it in that sauce. There are no words. So good. So good. I'm done. We're done. We're done. It's so good. Alright you guys, so that is it for my easy Korean recipes. I really hope you guys enjoyed this and found it helpful. Let me know down below if you try any of these, and if you enjoy it, just let me know, okay? Leave me a little comment. And if you guys want to try these recipes, of course, all of the recipes will be in a blog post linked down below. So don't forget to give me a little rating of 5 stars if you try it and enjoy it. And yeah, give this video a big thumbs up. Let me know if you want more Korean recipes, and of course I'll link my Korean recipes playlist down below so you guys can check out all of my Korean recipes that I have on my channel. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!